All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do invaders for lesson 4. You know this. Here's what we're going to do. Read that real quick. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is create a new method in space that adds all the actors to the world programmatically. So let's take a look at the thing. You already know this. We normally use the new keyword. It tells the crab blueprint or class, hey, make a new crab, and then stick it at 5.2. 5.2 would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2 right there. It'd stick it right there. All right, so remember that new keyword, it makes a brand new one. All right, so we're going to use that sort of code. We're going to use a little code that looks, or answer those questions real quick if you don't know, ask me. All right, so we're going to add some code to the class constructor. Public space, notice it looks a lot like the class header or class signature, okay, except for it's missing some stuff here. All right, so we're going to do this populate world thing. So let's take a look at my space and see what it looks like if it'll actually drag over. Come on. There it goes. Come on, come on, come on. There it is. Okay, so we're going to do this thing where we say in the constructor, space constructor, we're going to say populate world, and we're going to come down here and we're going to add new invaders, new invaders, new invaders, a new cannon. I only added 3. You can add more if you want. And when I say get width divided by 2, it takes the width of the world, divides it by 2, sticks it right in the middle. Get height minus 60, goes all the way down to the bottom, and then minus 60, so it sticks it down at the bottom somewhere. Okay? Now we're going to talk about this in a little bit, so hold off on that part. Okay? Now, all right, so we added that. Okay, now, what does the new keyword mean? It means that we're adding a brand new crab. The factory's producing a new one, and we're sticking there. Okay, now, we're going to add a counter programmatically, and here's how we add a counter programmatically. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to our project. Okay, and as soon as it shows up, we're going to import a counter because Greenfoot already has a built-in counter. See if it'll show it. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Okay, so we're going to go edit, and we're going to go to import class, and then we're going to import a counter. We're going to click on that, click import, and it's going to pop up down there. Okay, but I don't need to because I already did it. Okay, so now let's take a look at space, how we deal with this. Now, here's the deal, actually, before we do. Now, this guy needs to talk to this guy, right? So the cannon, when he gets hit, his life's going to go down. So he needs to be able to find this guy to get him. So think to yourself, how is this guy going to find this guy? Well, the way we're going to do it is through space. Space is going to keep a box attached to him that keeps track of this guy. So whenever this guy gets hit, he says, hey, space, what's the name of that guy? And he's like, oh, that's the cannon life counter. And then this guy will say, oh, cool. Hey, cannon life counter, subtract 1. So we're going to do it all through space because we got to figure out a way for this guy to know which guy to do it to and how to get him. So here's what we do. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to come up here and we're going to create an instance variable for space. So we're going to say public static counter cannon life counter equals new counter life. Okay, now what does that do? I'll tell you. It's going to do a little something like this. It's going to basically, if let's pretend this is space, it says, hey, we need a box in the RAM that belongs to space, and the only thing that can go into it is a counter, the thing we just added, and I'm going to name the box Cannon Life Counter. There should be a little label under here that says Cannon Life Counter. This box is named Cannon Life Counter, and what are we going to stick into it? A brand new counter. There it is. We stick it in there, and we're going to give it the title Life. Okay, so we have our box named Cannon Life Counter. We've got a brand new counter. Okay, notice again we use a new keyword. Okay, so we're good so far. The problem is this counter only exists in the box, right? It's not even in the world yet. So what do we do next? All right, well what we do then is in the constructor, or actually in the populate world, which is activated by the constructor, we come right here and we say, hey, cannon life counter, hey, you in the box. Hey, yo, yo, you in the box. Set your value to 3, and so he does. And so when he shows up, he'll have a 3. But he this guy's storing. He has a little rope with a box attached that's holding a 3 for his value. Okay, and then the next thing we say is add object cannon life counter get with. Notice that we're not using the keyword new. We don't want to add a new one. We want to add this guy that we created up here, the guy that's in this box, right? So when we say add object canon live counter, instead of creating a new one from the factory, we just take this box, we grab it with our hand, we turn it upside down, and we throw it into the world at this X and this Y location. Okay? Now, the interesting thing is I show the box emptying, it being dumped into the world, right? Well, that's not true, because we do dump it into the world, but it actually exists in two places. It's in the box right here, and it's in the world. So if we ask Space, hey, what's the name of this guy in the box? He can tell us. So this guy exists in the box and in the world at the same time. All right? Okay, let's keep going. There's our quiz, except for hold tight on that quiz because we have something else to do, and I don't even remember what it is. Let's see what it is. Aha, make a method in Space that will spawn a saucer at random times. Okay, so we want, well, let's play the game here. Let's play the game and I'll show you what we want to do. All right, let's compile, let's run it. It's really loud. Oh, hold on, let me reset it. Okay, so basically what we want is, waiting patiently. Okay, so we have our live counter. It's eventually we're going to teach it how to go down when we get hit. We have some invaders added programmatically. You can add more if you want. And every now and then, the saucer will appear back and forth. And if we kill them, eventually we'll have them. Now we just want to appear. Okay, well, how do we get that to happen? Well, let's go back to Space. It's all about Space today. All right, so we go to Space, and we have to create an act method for Space, and we say add saucer. Oh, we also have to have a saucer counter and a saucer timer. The saucer counter starts at 0, and then here we initialize the saucer timer to 100. I put this here in the constructor because we might want to change this. So as soon as the counter gets up to 100, then it adds a saucer. If that's too fast, well, we'll change it to like 1,000 or whatever. So I put that there so it makes a spot for us to change. And then in the act method, we say add saucer, and then we say public void add saucer, except for don't do like I do, go edit, and we're going to need to add a method comment. Don't forget to add your method comment that says something useful though. Okay, so we're going to say saucer counter plus plus if saucer counter equals saucer timer. Then we're going to set the timer back to 0, and then we're going to add a brand new saucer at whatever location you want. Okay? All right, I think we've got it. Don't forget to come back and do your quiz. And, I went past it. Don't forget your quiz.